Can we all just take a minute and appreciate my shirt? It's a sloth in my pocket. How cute is this? It's just a screen print vinyl type thing. But it's adorable, and I like the heather on this. This is from Shine, however you say it. I've never ordered from there before. This is my first order, and I surprisingly sized all of my stuff correctly. So far, I'm really happy with everything there. I plan to make future orders because it's easy to get like shirts like this and cute stuff that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg for. And no, this video is not by Cheyenne, whatever. I'm actually going to be doing a makeup video for the first time in a really long time. I haven't filmed and put makeup on my face while filming in a long time. So I'm kind of making this a semi-favorites and favorites because it's basically everything that I've used the past month or two on my face. I haven't really had, other than what I get in my BoxyCharm and stuff, I haven't really had much time to play with a lot of new makeup or just different methods of doing makeup. So this has kind of been my tried and true method of makeup wearing for the past month or so. So it's kind of like a favorites as well because I like it a lot. So first things first, this sponge. Yes, dirty, whatever. This is the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, I think is what it's called. It's like $4. Totally worth your money. The texture, it's hard to explain. If you know the classic texture of a beauty blender, it's different than that. This is it wet, so it gets pretty big and good in size. This just does something the way it blends your makeup, and I know a lot of people right now are liking it. I don't know. I just love it. I feel like it doesn't soak up too much of the product. It just does perfectly, and so I have not used this since I bought it. The next thing y'all know is the L'Oreal 24-hour or up to 24-hour Freshwear. I'm trying the Rose Ivory now, and the undertone is better. However, I've been wanting to try a lightener. This is a pretty good one. It's the mixing foundation, so this is just pure white. What I like about this is it's actually good pigment, but it doesn't change the consistency of the other foundation. But by itself, it dries down and it locks in tight because I tried that and I tried to just put a little bit on my hand and it stayed there. So I feel like it helps a little bit with the texture of the foundation as well. So literally, I do the tiniest drop of that. And then I do my normal amount of foundation, which is anywhere from like a pump and a half to 2 pumps, depending on how much I want to do. It lightens it just the tiniest bit, maybe like a third of a shade, but it's all I need. Another favorite is like the technique. So the new technique I'm loving is mixing those two together. Another technique I am loving is doing concealer first. I've learned that from Samantha Ravindal. It's just like one of those duh things that makes sense now that you think about it, but she does the concealer first because it helps the foundation blend. You don't get so much of a line of different coloration, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm still stuck on these e.l.f. concealers. I have, one that's a little bit darker, one's a little bit lighter. I use mostly the darker one and then just do a touch of the lighter. And I've really gotten to where I'm trying to be more simple with my makeup, and I know when y'all see this, you're probably not going to think that, but simple as in like I'm not doing any like other face highlight. I'm not really doing a killer contour or anything. I'll put some bronzer on, but I'm just trying to simplify, I guess, my work routine. And then I just put the lighter just right here, this inner corner, just to keep that light. Another thing I've noticed is pretty cool is since I'm doing this and then my foundation, I powder later, and I've noticed like I hardly still get any creasing under here, so it doesn't crease that bad, this e.l.f. concealer. Alright, so now we'll go in the foundation, and I just mix up that mixer. I've really been trying to make the foundation spread lately too, as far as making a thinner all over layer and trying to not make it super thick. Not like I ever really did cake it on, but I'm trying to do even less. I always kind of go over where my concealer is with the foundation that's left on the sponge to kind of blend that in a little bit better. And see, that mixer does not change the consistency or the overall look of the foundation. Just made it just the tiniest hair lighter, which is all I needed. Alright, so another favorite that I've been doing is using the sponge to set my under eyes with powder. This is something I was always afraid to do because I was always afraid of the baking method. You don't have to do the baking method. You can just get the tiniest amount of powder, the same I would get on a brush. It allows you to really press it into the skin, and it just gives it a good finish and locks it in place. And it gives you a less just like powdery look, if that makes sense. I was always afraid to do this method because I just felt like I couldn't do it right. But that's the thing about makeup. You practice and you get it right. Now, I do also the sponge around my nose and over my nose to really press it in where my nose would get greasy the most and like rub off the easiest. Another place I hit up, right here, my little crease right here, mainly on this side because I really don't have it bad on this side. So now that I've done that, I will just go ahead and take a really big brush and just do about the rest of my face. This is dirty. No one realizes how dirty their makeup and products get until they actually have to show it on camera. The Maybelline Fit Me, I get the 05 Fair because it kind of just acts like a translucent setting powder. But it's just still one of the best, and it's cheap, and people just love it. I'm one of those people. I'm people. From there, I'll go bronzer. I seriously don't use anything other than this right now at all. Sometimes I'll dip back into the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is it, man. And I've hit pan where I had my original fingernail gouge into it. So that wore down faster, obviously. So all I've really been doing is just getting my cheekbones, just kind of doing a blurred out bronzer effect, and then around the temples and the forehead. That's it. Like, nothing crazy. Just to give a tiny bit of dimension. And then I'll take this, and I used to do my smaller brush, but I don't know if it's just lazier or now that school started back, I'm having to hurry more. I just kind of dust it along the sides here, not even like trying to get it pretty or perfect. I will go down my neck because no matter what kind of color I am, my neck will always be the lightest part of my body. Always. And that's it, just to bring a little bit of color to the face. Next up is this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I know this is one that everybody says, you know, the nice, subtle, everyday, and it really is, and that's why I'm using it. If I'm in a hurry and I don't need to think, I just grab what I know works and what I know looks good without having to think about the process or layering or what's going to look good on what, that kind of thing. Next thing is this Laura Geller blush. It's a baked blush in Brighten, so it does have some shimmer in it, but it's not bad. It's not glittery or anything for sure. But I always do the highlight first so the blush can blend into it, and that helps too because I have this shimmery blush. I've gotten to where too, I really like bringing the blush in to the very tops of my cheeks right here, almost up into that concealer. I've got to go get all the makeup off of my eyebrows because it's going to drive me crazy because they're like gray because there's foundation over it and I can't stand that. So I'm going to do that and be right back. That's better. Now, I know it's going to sound crazy. Like, why did you spend all that money on your eyebrows? Well, when I don't wear any makeup, I'm perfectly fine going out the house with it. Honestly, I'd be perfectly fine going out the house with them looking like this right now. For real. But I do like adding a little bit of color back into it and defining the shape a little bit more once I have makeup on because it just kind of loses it. Literally all I do, I'll just show you how fast this is. It's not like it. If you knew how long my brows actually took before now, you'd understand. See, I mean, that just gave a little bit more richness back into it. It defined the shape a little bit better, and it took me 10 seconds. So if I am going to wear a full face of makeup, I do prefer to add a little bit of something back into the brows. This is just a tried and true, the e.l.f. skinny little pencil. I get natural brown, so it's not too light, it's not too warm, and it's not too cool. It's right in the middle, and it just blends with my brows pretty good. Either that, or I'll go in with just this Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. Is that what it's called? So it's like, the only thing is the wand or the applicator is kind of big, so I do kind of get messy. This will lock them in place, and this is like you can feel it in your eyebrows. But it's not bad, and I do like this. I feel like this can make, even though I got soft brown, which is what I always get when I used to get the pencil, but this one just gets really dark, and I don't know if it's just the gel or what, so I try to use a very tiny amount of this, but it does bring that color back and the structure back into my brows, so that's good. Also, when I do have a full face of makeup on, there is about maybe 1/4 of an inch right there on that brow that is all fake. It's all microblading. So there's like no hair right in this front part of my brow. It's all man-made by the microblading. So if I don't darken that a little bit, you can tell a difference. So I have to add just a little bit of color right back in there when I'm wearing makeup. All right, Katie, how long can you explain your eyebrows? The next thing is just, some days here lately I haven't really put anything on my eyelids. But when I do, what I'll do is just take a bronzer contour color and then some sort of highlight, and that's it. So I'll do the bronzer contour in the crease and then the highlight on the lid and just kind of brighten up the eyes and give them some shape. And that's really it. You can deepen it up if you want to. Sometimes I will take a smaller blending brush, same shade, and then just really concentrate it right here on the outer edge, just to define that part a little bit more. See? Then after that, I'll just take, sometimes I'll do just this brightener, or I'll do one of the highlighters and then do the brightener in the very center, but I think I'm just going to do the brightener today. Just get it on my finger and just rub it across the eyelid. It just lightens up that lid. And since I have hooded eyes, the shininess will travel up into my crease. It's not a big deal for me, especially on an everyday basis. I don't really worry about that. And that's it. So I really like this Cover FX palette. We got it in a BoxyCharm, obviously. So it's got the 2 highlighters. This is a brightener. I guess you can use it to top your highlighter, or, I mean, wherever really, eyes, whatever. This is a finishing powder. It's got some shimmer in it. I don't really use this that much. And then a contour shade, and it is more of the cooler tone, so I don't know if you can get away with doing it as like an all-over bronzer. And then a blush, and this blush is really pretty. It's super matte and super pigmented, so you got to be careful though. Then, depending on the time that I do have, I have a brown Physicians Formula. I do the brown for more everyday stuff, and I don't even do a wing really. I just kind of do a line. Just like that, so it kind of amps up the lash line, and it's still kind of natural looking because it's not the stark black. And then when you do mascara, it just makes it look a little bit thicker. So it literally stops at the edge of my lash line and maybe slightly thicker on the way out, but that's it. I think I've heard Taylor from Taylor say that they make a waterproof version of this. I gotta run through my brown and black one first before I try that, but I'd be interested to see. I don't really have a problem with this not staying put. It definitely doesn't transfer for me, but the waterproof version I'm sure would be even better. Next, Lash Accelerator Mascara from Rimmel. This stuff is the perfect everyday mascara. It's easy to apply. The wand is amazing. It actually does lengthen your lashes. I have been using this solid at least a month and a half. Yeah, about a month and a half, at least, if not more. So I love this, and I can tell a difference with the way my eyelashes have grown. It's easy to apply. You can get your lashes looking full and long, but it's not going to be overly dramatic. If you had super great buildable lashes, I feel like some people can get mascara to build better than other people can. So if you could really build this up, you can really build it up. But this is great for every day. It doesn't really transfer. Every now and then I'll get a smudge down here or up there if I'm really hot and sweaty, that kind of thing. But it doesn't flake. In general, it doesn't smudge. It's just a great mascara. So in general, I do one coat, let it dry, go to the other eye, and then I'll come back and do the second layer. Another reason I like wearing eyeliner if I can is I always smudge or get the applicator at the base of my lashes on the back side, and I don't know how. I try not to, but it almost always does. And if you're wearing liner, it kind of masks that a little bit. Okay, so this is about 2 layers built up, and I could honestly do another, but I'm not. This is about what I would do every day. For lips, this Revlon, these are old. This is nothing new. Revlon Kiss Balms, they add just the right amount of color. Now, I don't really have a favorite lip product because I don't wear liquid lipstick every day or take a bullet lipstick with me every day and reapply every couple hours. That is not me. I use chapstick. So if I do want a little color on my lips, I will use something like this or a stain that just gives me a little something. Sometimes my lips can get real washed out. Sometimes they're bright red. I have no idea, no between. And then the chapstick, like I said, is usually all I use. So if I do want a little color and make it simple, this is what I'll do. But yeah, this is the completed look with favorite products and favorite new methods that I've been using. And like I said, do them every day before work, you know, whatever. And it's a tried and true method and product. And it was fun putting makeup on camera again because I haven't done that in a long time. And my little sloth friend was here for it. So that's fun. I really like this shirt, if y'all can't tell. Also, a little side note, I have stopped using really setting sprays right now. Not that I think that they're messing me up. The only thing I've noticed is when I do them, I feel like my skin is more likely to cause oxidation in products. And so every time I use a setting spray, it obviously gets wet and then it dries. But I feel like it can turn a lot of my face products orange or darker after I've used a setting spray. So if anybody else knows about, because I know if you sweat or as your oils come through, a lot of times makeup products can oxidize. So I got to thinking, I was like, I wonder if my setting spray is kind of doing the same thing initially and then causing the oxidation to happen earlier. So anyways, I haven't been doing that as much. I feel like this L'Oreal foundation stays pretty well if you set it well with powder anyway. Now, I'm not outside in our Alabama heat of 100+ degrees every day, but if I do have to go back and forth, run errands, sweat just a tiny bit, it's fine. So I'm leaving it as that for now until I can figure out if that's actually what's happening, because I think it is. So that's it for this makeup video with my favorite products and favorite methods. If you do any of these methods or like some of these products, let me know down below. Also, give it a thumbs up for this sloth guy here because I'm super obsessed with this shirt. So don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe. Other way around. Don't forget to subscribe and then hit the notification bell so you can see the content that I have coming every week. It's Dollar Tree hauls and beauty, lifestyle, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you can be notified for anything that I post. I hope you guys have a good day and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys. But it allows you to really press it in. I have a lot of issues where I wear. That's a lot thicker. Gummit. Hold please. Every time.